So in this video, we are talking about the app bar, which is a set of icons, icon buttons along the bottom of the phone screen that the user can use to activate different functionality or to get to different things from inside of your app. It also has the little ellipses button that allows you to display additional information. And there's a couple of different ways that you can implement the app bar in terms of, is it icons? Is it text? There's some different ways that you can go about it. So I just wanted to walk you through how to create the app bar and what is needed to make this happen and some of the decision-making process that you need to do to work with this. So to get started, I'm working in the Springfield City Guide project that we created in the first part of this lesson. So to get started, I'm going to come over to our XAML. And so we're looking at our visual layout. And you're going to come down here to the All XAML Controls section and find the item called Command Bar. And go ahead and double click and that will add a command bar into your project. Right? And so this is what the command bar looks like. We get a couple of buttons, we get the ellipses menu, and we can set up some functionality for those particular buttons. So let's go look in the properties window for these buttons and kind of get familiar with some of the things you can do. So over here you can determine the click mode. So if we want them to hover or if we want them to press, the click mode typically is release. So the action happens when they let up on the button. You can change the icon, and there's a whole bunch of predefined icons in here that you can use to make your buttons unique and kind of, make them intuitive to the user as to what it is that you want this button to do. And so let's just set up a simple button, create some kind of about status, right? So we can use these existing buttons, or you can add in kind of your own buttons. There's app bar buttons over here that you can add on to this command bar. I mentioned earlier that you can also create text-based buttons. So let's get rid of one of these. Let's just go ahead and take it right off of there. We'll come over to the properties and let's find an appropriate icon for our little about button. I found one called Contact Presence. Looks like a little guy. That seems appropriate. So you can give it a label if you want. I'm just going to call it about, and you'll notice that that's what shows up down here at the bottom underneath the button. Now I just popped this open in the emulator so you can see what this looks like. If I click this, I get the extra text. If I close this, I just get the button. Now what you can do is actually get this into a minimized mode. So over here in your XAML under the command bar tag, you can set up the closed display mode into minimal. And let me show you what that looks like in the emulator. So you can see in the minimal view, it pushes the bar all the way down. We don't get the button at all, and we click the ellipses and we get the whole thing. We click it again and it docks it all the way down, which is almost a preferred look unless those buttons are required. So let's look at how to add some logic into our button. It's just a regular button. So if we double click on it, we will get the button click event for this particular button. And we worked with the asynchronous pop-ups the last time, and I think that's what I'm going to go for here as well. Set up the async, and let's see, that was, I have to remember my using statement, Windows UI pop-ups. And so down here I can set up that message dialog. There, I just wrote that code out real quick. So in the message dialog, I'm just going to put this program created by Tiffany. Super. Let's pop that open in the emulator. So here's our application. We can pop up our bar click the About button and get our nice asynchronous message, close that, and continue working. So I hope that helps you understand the app bar. You can add in some further buttons, you can add in some text, you can play with those icons and create kind of more of a rich experience in the UI that you want to deliver. So I hope that helps.